Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today I really wanted to make this video because I think I'm gonna do this every year. I want to do a kind of check-in mental health video about how YouTube and doing YouTube has been affecting my mental health, whether it's positively or negatively, because mental health is not just negative stuff. We should also correlate it to positive things. There's a lot of good things for mental health, and that's what keeps your mental health healthy, right? So yeah, I wanted to do this video. I'm gonna take you guys along with me because I got a lot of stuff to do, and that kind of goes hand in hand as to what I'm going to talk about with my YouTube. I mean, with this episode. Let me grab my notes. This is our checklist for today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about why did I decide to do YouTube? Why did I decide to do YouTube? So that you guys can understand, once I talk about all like the negative aspects, as to why I want to still continue. Because if you guys don't really understand why I even started YouTube, it'll just help you guys understand. Okay, and then my passion turning into an obsession. What does that mean? My passion turning into an obsession. Is that a good thing? Well, we'll see. We will see once I talk about it. Another key thing that I wrote, it increased my anxiety and depression. How? Why? I will get into that. Comparing, judging, stealing information, competition, and collaborating. I kind of hit those points because it has a lot to do with doing YouTube, and that correlates to how it affected my mental health as well, okay? And then I'm also going to be talking about race, trends, ensuring you stay genuine. What does that mean? What does that mean? You guys will see. Self-esteem, how it increased my self-esteem in some ways, and how it also decreased my self-esteem in other areas. We will talk about that very, very soon. And lastly, marketing and networking, how that worked, what I learned, how it affected my mental health, and how I'm going to plan ahead in regards to all of these topics that I just kind of pinpointed. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. This video's gonna be all over the place, but it's okay. It's gonna be entertaining. I'm gonna take you guys with me while I do my errands, and that's the reason why I did my notes, so that I don't get lost and I can edit this videos to the best of my abilities, okay? And of course, at the end, I'm going to talk about why you should never give up. I mean, of course I have to, that kind of sounds corny, but yes, you should never give up. I never really thought about that. I've always preached to people and people around me, follow your dreams, I believe in you. And I came to realize that I don't really say that to myself. So that correlates to the ending part. Okay, so let's get this started. Let me stop talking. Okay, so why did I decide to do YouTube? Well, long story to short story is I started my Instagram page, Chelly's Mental Wealth. If you guys are not following me, I really encourage you guys to follow me there because I'm a lot more active there daily. I post on my stories. You guys get to know me a little bit better there. I show a lot of my personal stuff there a little bit more. So, like I said, I started my Instagram because I started a Reconstructed Feminine Instagram page with a group of women. And the reason why I was introduced to this page is because of an old teacher that I met through college. And basically he explained to me that he wanted to create a page to bring women together and show women that they can work together as a team and empower each other and just, you know, support each other, and kind of shift the viewing as to how us women sometimes we try to compete each other, you know, or we hate on each other and gossip and all that stuff. So we try to take a different approach as women, just reconstructing feminine, right? So when I started doing that, he had mentioned to me for me to do my own, because I was super creative, that I kind of took over the Reconstructed Feminine page, and I wanted more creative control. And I felt like I was stepping on toes, you know, because it was my teacher's creation, all that stuff. So he really encouraged me to, you know, you're really passionate about the whole mental health thing. You should do your own Instagram page so that you can inform people about what you're learning and, you know, help the Latinos, especially since you're bilingual and you work with them. So I said, okay. So I started doing the whole Instagram, right? So I did the whole Instagram thing, and as I started, I realized my weakness areas was obviously writing. And Instagram, you gotta write very thoughtful captions, you know, for people to really relate to you. And if your grammar sucks, your spelling sucks, some people won't take you serious. And so I had to look at my strengths and my weaknesses, and I realized that, you know what? I talk about this stuff a lot with my clients, that it's so natural to me to just talk. I'm not used to writing it out or writing it in a form. If I do, it's in a note and it's very confidential, it's very vague. So I'm used to talking, so I thought to myself, you know what? I think it's better that I just do videos. So I started doing videos on Instagram, and it took a long time having to edit the videos per minute. And this was before IGTV, right? And it was just super frustrating and hard and very time consuming, that I realized, like, why am I doing this? I'm making my life harder. Why don't I just do YouTube? Instead of cutting this, I could just do one long video and put it on YouTube. And so I was like, I mean, it's not that hard, right? I was like, I mean, and then I thought about it too. I was just like, and then I can also reach a larger audience. And if I want to reach the Latino community outside of the United States, YouTube is a really good platform to start with. So that's why I thought, I was like, it's a win-win. And then the best part about me jumping into the whole YouTube thing is, once I started the editing process, is where the creative of like little tingling sensations of me just like started spilling out. And I was like so excited, and it was fun. And even though I was editing like information and about anxiety and things like that, and it wasn't like as fun, it was still fun editing and putting things together. And it was just, I knew that passion was there because I was introduced to the editing program in high school, because one year I was in the broadcasting program in our school, and I remember fiddling with it and liking it, but I didn't really like dive deep into it. Just wasn't my thing at that time. And I've always been creative. I love to be crafty. For those of you that have followed me on Instagram, you guys have seen the things that I've like created. I do rave bras. I've done rave bras. I've done multiple rave bras that I just look up on YouTube and learn and replicate the rave bras. And I like that. Like, I like that whole creative, making my own costume. I've helped my son make, I love the creative aspect of me. I like to be creative, right? So the fact that I was able to be in a platform that I was able to be more creative and can help people was amazing to me. I was like, oh, I could do both. And it's more fulfilling, because however I do work in the field, right, the mental health field, and I'm super passionate about it, you hit barriers in the field because there's so much that you can do with the role that you have. Like, the only way that you can make huge impact changes through the law and legislation and ways to protect our kids. You gotta move up to, like, I don't know, but like you gotta move up the ladder and actually be part of the legislation to try to make changes and change laws and all that stuff. So I thought to myself, well, I know that I don't want to go to school to do that. That's just not my thing. I was like, I could do YouTube and try to break stigmas through videos and slowly kind of start chipping away and implementing little seeds in the Latin community to make them feel like it's okay to receive therapy services. It's okay to receive any type of rehab services that's gonna help with mental stability and just mental health in general, to not be ashamed of it, you know? So that's where I was kind of coming from, in a sense of how I can make an impact in a long time. And I knew that a lot of the stuff on YouTube in regards to like anxiety and all that stuff, even though it was being searched, it wasn't being searched as much as it is here in the United States. So I knew that it was gonna take some time for me to pick up a following. And also too, the Latin community can be a bit judgmental, and they're very harsh when you don't know how to speak Spanish the right way. So that goes into the whole judgy thing, and I'll go into that once I get into that topic, okay? But yeah, that was like amazing to me. I think it was a great way of me. I was just happy that I was able to just do both in one platform. And then I thought to myself, like, well, I think I could balance Instagram and YouTube. And we'll get into that. Oh. Now I gotta go, you guys. I ran out of time. So I'm gonna take you on to the road with me. We're gonna talk about passions turning into an obsession. All right, you guys, so we're on the road, okay? I hope this works for you guys. So the next topic is passion turning into an obsession. That is so easy and common to happen to anyone. When you have a passion and it turns into obsession, and that obsession could be really unhealthy for you. And that's what happened to me. And by obsession, I mean you spend hours editing. You're spending hours filming, editing, doing thumbnails, thinking about ideas, writing a script if you're depending on what you're trying to create, and you spend a lot of time alone. You isolate yourself a lot, unless, and I'm just speaking for myself, because depending on the YouTuber and depending how big they are, depending on if they even start with the production, because some people already start with a team when they start a channel. So, but coming from my experience and my team, which is just me and my partner in a way, because he's helped me with, getting my equipment and researching things. He's really supportive, and my brother helps me with ideas. He'll send me links, he'll send me articles. So, because I'm a busy person, so I try my best to stay on top of what's going on in the mental health realm, and like all over the world, whether it within LA County, to the celebrity world, to the YouTube world, to just society in general, the United States, and just outside to my community and how I work with clients. So, like I said, yes, the passion can turn into an obsession, and it could be a really unhealthy obsession, because you'll get so obsessed that you don't want to do anything but that you won't talk to your friends, hang out with your friends, or do anything. Or I even got to a point where I had to tell myself, I gotta stop, I gotta pay attention to my son, I'm getting too so addicted to editing and creating stuff. And even though I wasn't getting that many views, it still felt very rewarding creating something and completing it and just finishing it and being happy with my skills just getting better. So I think I was just obsessing over perfecting my skills in a way, and when you don't give yourself a time frame or a limit, you could be really dive deep into isolation. And when you isolate yourself, it'll increase your anxiety, it'll increase your depression. It's just, we as humans need more of a deeper connection than just an electronic connection, or just even if we're doing something that you're passionate. If we're not having any interactions with human beings, yes, naturally we're gonna feel depressed, and naturally we are gonna feel anxious, because we're not used to being around people, because we're isolated in ourselves in a room, our editing room, or our house, or and then as you get bigger, damn, I now I understand why bigger YouTubers have anxiety, because then you get anxiety that you're gonna be seen, or if you've had bad experiences with fans or haters, I guess, then I would have anxiety too, being out in the community, being scared if someone's gonna see me and stuff. So I guess it just depends on the personality. But yes, it did increase my depression. It increased my anxiety. I know that my depression increased a lot because I did get, or I'm still am, you go through a phase where you compare yourself a lot. And a lot of the times, a lot of these channels that tell you to that they try to help you build your channel, they tell you to kind of get creative ideas from other channels or other people that are doing similar things to you, and kind of make it your own or do something different. But then it comes to a point where how unique can you really be, depending on what topic you're referring to, or what your niche is, right? So it gets a little messy in that sense. And you just get depressed. You do get depressed eventually, because then eventually the views do count, because if the views are not there, then people are not seeing the valuable information that you're providing. That to me was very discouraging and depressing. Is the videos that provided a lot of information, and then I worked a lot, I worked so hard typing the information in, and granted, yes, I misspelled a couple of things sometimes. Sorry, like I said, my grammar is really shitty, and I'm getting better at it, because I know people take that really seriously. They won't take you serious if you're bad at grammar. And just full disclaimer, my grammar is shitty because my first language is Spanish, and it's just, for some reason, it's I still want to write and speak in Spanish sometimes, and that's why I feel like I swap mine. I That's my theory, okay? Leave me alone. But yeah, I got depressed. I go through my ups and downs. I get to a point where I wanted to give up a lot. I've gotten like really sad watching other channels blow up and seeing like, how is it that this person is blowing up and they're not even in the field? Or, you know, the perfect example is like the Rewired Soul. I reached out to him way before he blew up, and way before he started talking about other YouTubers, way before, you know, poop hit the fan with him getting exposed. And I'm gonna make a video separately about this, about my encounter with him. I'm not gonna go into full detail, but yes, I've had an encounter with him. I did message him, not message him, but I wrote a comment to him like when he wasn't, I think he had like a couple thousand and only a couple hundred views, so I know he saw my comment. But like I said, yes, I had an encounter. He basically ignored me, and you know, I was a follower still, and I supported, and I was like, well, it is what it is. I kind of took it as like, my theory was like, oh, maybe he sees me as competition, you know, as competition. So it is, people see you as a threat, because they think that, you know, why can we all be in the same team? Why can we all be successful? But that was just my theory, and I was just like, whatever, you know, I'm used to being around competitive people and thinking that I'm trying to be competitive when I'm not. I'm just like trying to network. And then eventually I saw his patterns, basically, you guys. I did observe what he was doing, and then at the investigation I've done behind the scenes in my end, he shouldn't be talking about what he's talking about. He does not have enough experience, and it shows because of the way he's behaving, the way he responded, what he says, how he acts. If he was in the mental health field at all, or at least exposed to the mental health field, you have to have credentials, you guys. You have to, unless you're a case manager. If you're a case manager or you're in case management, you don't have to have a degree. Some places you just have to have a certain amount of experience in certain areas, and that's it, because you're linking the consumer to services. That is it. You don't deal with their mental stability or give them interventions or coping skills, because you're not trained to. You haven't gone to school for that. There's a reason why you go to school for mental health services, and I understand, and there's a reason why you need to be licensed, and I understand that now because I'm in the field. I get it, why it is very unresponsible for someone to provide services. But anyways, I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole nother tangent. But that was very depressing for me to see that. And then it also is depressing because I feel like people are not going to take me serious because they're going to compare me to him, you know. Oh, another thing that I've noticed too is, which was very unhealthy, is I used YouTube and editing as a way of coping, as a coping skill to help me stop like breaking a habit that I built. It worked for a certain amount of time, but it didn't. So that was really unhealthy of me to do, to expect that was going to be enough for me to break my habit. I know that editing and focusing and editing and filming and doing all that stuff helps me stay sober and not go and do my habit, but I know I need more than that, and that's something that I'm working towards, in a sense of like working out more, keeping myself more busier, making sure I'm prepared for my cues. So the editing is not enough. That's the thing that I've noticed too, and make sure that you guys don't do that unless it works for you. But like I said, the passion could turn into an obsession, and that coping skill that you tried to do to make you stop using or doing any drugs, and you switched over to doing YouTube, and not going to be healthy. You're going to end up crashing. You're going to burn out. That's just the reality of it. You can't run away from it. You can't replace another addiction to another addiction. You need to do other healthier things, because you're gonna burn out. You will burn out. Burnout does exist in the YouTube realm. Believe it or not, it exists anywhere. Whatever you do, you can even get burned out while you're going to school. Well, my luck, huh? My camera died. Well, actually, it didn't die. It's just literally stopped filming within 4 minutes. And okay, I'm going home and I'm gonna finish whatever I re-recorded and recorded again. Which is good because when you record it the second time, you kind of cut the baloney and you kind of cut to the chase and there's not a lot of rambling. Now let's go. Take two. So I went home and yeah, I had to do stuff with my son and do housework, so I just decided to stop filming even though I went home. It sucks because like I said, I filmed like quite a few, like 10 minutes of me kind of wrapping it up, but didn't work out, but it's okay. We're here on the next day. I'm taking you guys to go hiking and kind of goes along with what I'm talking about. You will see a nice scenery while I talk to you about all this stuff. I brought my book so I can keep track to where I left off, so let's go. Some of you that live around my area may know where this park is at. It's one of my favorite parks. I used to come here a lot with my partner, and then I came here a lot when my son was little. So it was nice bringing him back the other day with this little cousin. It was funny. All right, let's go up in the hill like we're trying to do with YouTube. Now here's another hill. For those of you that don't know, you may know, but if you're trying to grow your booty, going uphill works wonders for your booty.